I experience the ill effects of a condition called complex post-horrible pressure problem from things that I went through growing up. I trusted, in my kidney stone franticness, that my family would see it and go, wow, we didn't understand. It's that terrible. We'll go get her. In any case, here you go. I want to believe that I trust you're all blissful. Now the world was totally crushed when the news broke about Sinead O'Connor's troublesome passing early on of 56. Such a skilled and famous vocalist, her misfortune was genuinely felt by fans across the globe. Yet get this, the talk factory is turning like insane, and individuals are saying that Sinead's last message was really a secretive hint about her grievous destiny. Might you at any point accept it? Clearly, a few devoted fans have been examining her last message like it's a secret prescience of some sort. So what were her final words? The justification for why individuals like me are vocalists is on the grounds that the most effective way we convey is through tunes. Sinead O'Connor, a name that reverberates with a universe of music and activism, has made a permanent imprint on the hearts of millions as fans and pundits the same wrestle with a stunning insight about her unfavorable downfall. New disclosures from a narrative nothing analyzes have pushed her life and battles into the spotlight. By and by, the film, kept in 2019 by narrative creator Catherine Ferguson, has taken on piercing reverberation as it gives fans a close look into the broke soul of the notorious performer in her last meeting. Sinead spilled her guts investigating every possibility as she returned to the nerve-wracking minutes that molded her life, the staggering loss of her cherished child Shane, who unfortunately ended his own life at only 17 years of age in 2022, had left her inclination like a quote-unquote undead night animal. The torment was horrendous, and she was unable to get away from the sadness that consumed her. He was my first love, the light of my spirit. We were one soul in two parts. He was the main individual who at any point cherished me genuinely. I'm lost in the barda. Without him, she disastrously shared. You see, before the world learned of her child's passing, Sinead boldly took to Twitter to share the deplorable news herself in a progression of sad tweets. She uncovered that her wonderful child, Neva Nesta, Ali Shane O'Connor, had decided to end his natural battle. The aggravation, as would be natural for her, was discernible as she argued for him to find happiness in the hereafter and encouraged others not to follow his shocking model. It was a crude and destroying second for the world to observe her, as people in general grieved with her. Sinead likewise took to virtual entertainment to ponder how her child's demise had negatively affected her physical and profound prosperity. She shared an open video of her condo, uncovering the cost despondency had taken on her appearance. I look like ish one way or another, which is the reason I would have rather not made a video. Yet you realize the manner in which your child tragically dying. It isn't great for one's body or soul, to be fair. She conceded the world couldn't resist the opportunity to feel for her during such a weak second half a month. After his passing, O'Connor started worry subsequent to sharing tweets, suggesting a few upsetting considerations. She wrote in the upsetting tweet, "I've chosen to follow my child. There is no good reason for living without him. All that I contact I ruin. I just remained for himself. And presently he's gone." In a subsequent tweet anyway, the Irish vocalist apologized for the panic, adding that authorities had been reached, and she would find support at an emergency clinic. She composed, "Medical clinic will help sometime, yet I will find Shane. This is only a deferral in the midst of the aggravation and murkiness." There was a promising sign only 3 days before her troublesome destruction. Sinead made a seriously elevating post on Facebook, giving her fans a report on her music vocation, regardless of her own battles. She uncovered that she had gotten back to London and was tenaciously dealing with a collection. Her affection for music was a comfort amidst her distress, and she guaranteed her fans new material to anticipate. She additionally let devotees know that she would be ideally visiting in 2024 and 2025. Hello, all as of late moved back to London following 23 years of non-appearance. extremely glad to be home, before long completing my collection discharge right on time 1 year from now, ideally visiting Australia and New Zealand. Around the end 2024 Europe USA, and different domains starting mid-2025. Hashtag the honeybee is back. She composed What's More. The vocalist likewise gave a grievous last meeting as a feature of a narrative previously circulating this end of the week, as she harrowed snapshots of her life producer, Catherine Ferguson, developed near Sinead subsequent to dealing with a music video with her in 2012. And the connection between them adds an individual touch to the film. The meeting led in 2019 permits Sinead to recount to her story in a way that would sound natural to her continuous, for a stunning 97 minutes, filling in as the foundation of the narrative in the film. Sinead reveals disrupting bits of insight about her initial life and profession. The scars of a horrendous youth torment her, as she reviews the terrible maltreatment she endured because of her late mother Marie. She had to rest outside for quite a long time at only 8 years of age, and she was ousted to a remedial establishment joined to one of Ireland's famous Magdalen laundries. The profound effect of these encounters is obvious in her open disclosure. The narrative additionally reveals insight into the difficulties Sinead looked while ascending to popularity. One stunning disclosure was the tension she supposedly looked from her music name and sign records to get freed her most memorable kid Jake, when she coincidentally became pregnant on the cusp of notoriety. The assumptions put on her as a rising star were gigantic, and her excursion to fame was a long way from going great all through her vacation. Sinead was never one to avoid expressing her real thoughts. She courageously got down on treacheries and cultural standards, frequently conflicting with specialists, and confronting public kickbackers. Straightforward nature made her both venerated and disputable, and she utilized her foundation to advocate for change on issues near her heart. She got down on the Catholic Church for its job in causing psychological sickness in Irish ladies, including her own mom's battles. The narrative catches Sinead's constant quest for truth and equity, even at extraordinary individual expense. It dives into her fights with pundits who tried to quietness her and her refusal to adjust to cultural standards. Her life was a turbulent, exciting ride set apart by soar-during ups and pulverizing downs, and she confronted her portion of devils unrued as fans and insiders process the freshly discovered experiences into her life. Some are left contemplating whether Sinead had a suspicion about her looming destiny. The planning of the narrative's delivery following her demise adds a frightful layer of importance to her last words on camera. Was she some way or another mindful of what was to come involving the film as an obscure message to the world? Catherine Ferguson, who depicts the narrative as an affection letter to Sinead, concedes that making it was a very close-to-home cycle. The film winds around together chronicle film with Sinead's strong voiceovers, permitting her to think back on the occasions that molded her life, her fame, and her defeat. The outcome is a strong and genuinely charged picture of a lady who challenged demands and left a getting through influence on the world. As fans grieve the departure of a melodic legend, they are left with a re-established appreciation for the lady behind the strong voice. Sinead O'Connor was far beyond a capable artist. She was a valiant and blunt person who battled savagely for what she had faith in her life and battle.